Sports.
In now, head coach of the Texas Tech Red Raiders, Joey McGuire. Coach McGuire, thank you so much for taking the time.
You bet, man. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, you guys are on the cusp of your first 9-win season since 2009. I got a chance at that ESPN symposium. You talked to us earlier this season, the college football one. You were sitting there in Jones Stadium. The renovations, they were scrambling to get them done. The $220 million renovation on the south end zone is done. The renovation on your team continues, and it continues to improve. How have you guys built on the field your culture and constant improvement?
I think we have a great coaching staff. I always believe the most important thing in this building is our players, and so we want to make sure that they know that they're loved, that they're cared about, and we want to grow them as men. And I think they feel that. So I think the things that we ask them to do to grow as a team and grow as men and players, they really buy into. And, it's the other thing is we were able to keep a quarterback healthy for the first time in my 3 years. So that helped a lot, too, because Barry Morton played really well for us.
You have a unique perspective on this championship game, right, coming up in Arlington. You're the only guy in America to have beaten both Arizona State and Iowa State this year. Let's start with Arizona State. What do you like about that team? And, of course, you guys beat them, but what made them hard to beat, and what has made them so good this year?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of both of these head coaches and a big fan of both of these teams. When you say that and they're playing in Arlington, I hate that we're not there, and so.
I was going to ask you, hey, what happened to you?
Yeah, but I think Arizona, the thing that they do, they're good on defense. They're going to be physical. They're kind of limit big plays, and then offensively, so much runs through their run game, and they're really good. Their running back, he's just a beast. We played really well against him, but man, he's so physical. And the thing is their quarterback, he can extend plays with his feet. And so whenever you have a really good running back and then a quarterback that can do that, they're tough to stop. I think Kenny has great energy. He's got them playing at a really high level. And, they've been really tough to beat. And they just, every single week, you know what you're getting. They're very consistent. They don't beat themselves. And so I think that's how they got there, And the other thing, too, is, it's got to be like this. And I guarantee you can see every conference game, people stayed healthy. I mean, they were relatively healthy throughout the year. And so I think that was a big part of it, too.
Well, I mentioned how well you guys have played at home. I mentioned, the crown jewel, those renovations in the south end zone that people can go check out down on campus, recruits and fans and everybody. But you've won on the road at Iowa State. I mean, that's a road game. Not only that, but you were able to hold off a comeback down the stretch and score your own big touchdown. How do you stop Iowa State? You've got the blueprint, apparently.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you, I can't wait to watch this game because, again, you have another team that they're really good on defense. You got kind of the grandfather of the 3-3-5 and the defense coordinator at Iowa State. He does such a good job of limiting big plays. They're a tough team. Matt has a great culture, but again, we played really good defense that night, and the thing that we're able to do is we're able to be able to take some play action shots, find holes in some of their zones and make some plays that we needed to. And then they came back on us and we were able to score right at the end. The thing about both of these teams and the great thing about this matchup, whoever wins, they're going to have to go out and win this game. These two teams are not going to beat themselves. They're not going to be the team that turns the ball over a lot. There's not going to be a lot of penalties in this game. There shouldn't be. And they're both very, very disciplined, and they both have good cultures. That was a big win for us at Iowa State. We had a big win a couple years ago, my first year to become bowl eligible at Iowa State. And so Ames has been good to us playing on the road whenever it comes to winning those games.
Well, the Big 12 has been good to you, too. You've had a lot of success there as an assistant at Baylor and now at the helm at Texas Tech. But recently, you see some of these college football playoff rankings come out, and a lot of us around the country, you look at them and you say, really? You went on the record last week in defense of the Big 12 or on the attack as far as the college football playoff rankings are concerned. What are some of your thoughts as to why the conference is being undervalued?
Man, it's crazy. It's interesting. I have a couple of just hot sports opinions, I guess, whenever you come to it. Like, man, I don't want to take away from anybody in any conference, but this year I've never seen anything like it when it comes to college football. And every single week, somebody can beat somebody, and it's happened. I mean, Georgia Tech almost won that game against Georgia at Georgia, which you never see happen. And so I think we've got to throw out the old mindset of, well, it's this logo and this logo, and this is the Blue Bloods, and this conference is tougher than this conference. And we've got to – that was the one thing I challenged, man. There's some really good retired football coaches on that football committee. And I know they say they're looking at film and all this stuff, but I think they really got to examine what they look at, because you've got to throw out what logos on somebody's helmet. Because, again, I said it the other day, you've got a chance for a Big 12 team to win the SEC, a Pac-12 team to win the Big 10, a Pac-12 team to win the Big 12, and then the American team to win the ACC. And I think it's unfair whenever you're just saying, well, this conference is tougher. I heard Bob Stoops talk about it years ago whenever he was at OU. Some of these teams that are really good, you put them in any conference because you're top heavy, then that's all of a sudden the best conference. And I think you've got to throw that out and really examine the film and then look at the body of work of who these guys have played and who they beat and where they beat them.
All right, well, Coach Joey McGuire, we appreciate your time. Go ahead, one more thought.
Well, I believe in this conference, man. I think the coaching at this level in this conference is as good as anywhere in the country, if not the best. I think we've got great football players, and man, I think it's a tough conference. And I know this, in this conference, you better be able to be ready to play every single week and have your team ready, because anybody can beat anybody. And I think, we're being undervalued. And that's why I said that the other day in my press conference, because I'm frustrated. I heard Chris Kleiman talk about it. I'm frustrated to see that people were going to get 2 or 3 teams out of their conference, and then you look at the schedule that different people played, and it doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
No, it doesn't make too much sense to us either here, or at least to me. Hey, Coach, thank you so much. Everybody in Waco says hello. We love you.
All right, man. Thank you, brother.
All right, see you.
It's the Pete Souza Show.